Yeah. Welcome back. This is Between Two Ants number 2, and today we have Sam. It's taken us ages to get this done because, well, we've recorded it once and Sam looked horrendous. He kept doing this. This is true.
That is my normal stance, yeah.
And the whole video was this of Sam just hiding behind his hands.
Correct.
So we're going to do it again. We're going to revisit the old questions, and we're going to omit one answer from every single thing we ask. Whenever we ask a favourite species or the thing you want to catch the most in the wild,
yes,
you are omitted from the word Polyrachus.
That's not fair.
Yeah, it is fair.
Matt used yellow crazy at least 3 times.
He did, but we're going to omit it because for everybody listening, Sam only loves Polyrachus. That's all he likes, that's all he wants to see, that's everything in this room is...
It would be Polyrachus if it's down to me.
Every question. Every question of your favourite species would be that.
Yes.
So we're going to spice it up a bit, and you've got to answer without using
But we've let the
word.
viewers know that I would normally say Polyrachus. just want to clarify.
They'll forget.
Okay.
Okay. First question, do you want to marry Stein?
Unfortunately not.
He already has fanboys online. Sam has been approached more than once by people overseas. No, I'm not going to say the name of who it was. But he has been approached by people confessing their undying love for him.
Because of the ants. I also have a girlfriend, so that's just a side thing. But
They found him on Instagram.
That's outrageous.
But he uses a name which isn't obvious. It's not connected to ant antics in any way. And they found you because of what?
I suppose it was Hollifer's AntCon video. It was Hollifer's AntCon video.
They saw you once standing there feeding.
And Alex tagged me in the thumbnail. And then you should know my password now. It's the simple 99999.
What?
Password. There we go. Everyone knows how to now lock my phone.
You've just done that for today. Yeah. No,
It's my password.
no, it's not.
It is my password. It's simple. You don't lose your phone. And then it will never be a problem what password you have.
Well, it's only easy if you guess it, right? Because you get locked out after so many. So if you've tried the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and the 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
So it's not as dull as it seems.
it's not as dull as it seems. Okay, what's it like working for an ant retailer in general?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I was going to say something sarcastic.
It's the best job you've ever had, lad. It's the only job you've ever had.
Right, okay. So apparently to Rich, it's the only job, best job in the world. No, but in seriousness, it is quite good. And it's different, isn't it? It's not a normal, even for you, you've done multiple things during your careers, but it's different.
Difference is this is a hobby as well.
Yes, and that's the main thing.
It causes a problem because you're emotionally charged all of the time because we're passionate about what we do.
100%.
And we're passionate about the love we give to the ants and how we're raising them and because we care so much and because it's a hobby, you kind of like forget the line of the business side.
We have to remind ourselves. We both do it separately.
Yeah.
It's like, right, okay, it's like, we want this. Prime example, stock comes in, we want to keep. I'm the worst for it. Rich isn't too bad now.
He's on a ban.
But I don't do it anymore because it's like, hang on, we can sell this.
We'd never make any money.
It would all be in my room or here. Yeah, we can't do it.
Yeah,
that's
the thing he does the most is he'll pilfer a colony and say, "Oh, what's the cost price on this? I'll have this," and then he keeps it here, and I pay him to feed his own colonies.
Yeah, you have done that.
I'm like,
open
take
with
it home.
Yeah, that's.
You're feeding the colony on my wage bill.
The sad part is, I'm here up more than I am home. Anywhere. It literally goes here, girlfriend's house, home, in that order. I spend half my life here now, I swear.
Yeah, but what you've just done is openly admitted that you want to be here rather than go to your girlfriend's house.
Yeah, priorities. Don't be ridiculous.
I'm going to share this link with her.
Please. Right.
Is it true Rich only paid you in snaps? I reckon he takes as much snaps as he wants, if I'm honest.
I think that's fair. You're not?
Well, as long as it's not from the little bottles.
Yeah, no, I'm not stupid.
They cost money. Recycled decanters. What does your family and friends think about you working with ants?
See, friends have always found any hobby of mine a little strange. parents, on the other hand, and family have known me since day one, so they were like, oh, okay, not really thinking much of it.
Yeah.
Because it's just another thing I was interested in. Anything natural or living or anything in between, they're used to it.
So for everyone,
literally-
you've kept things other than ants, right?
Yeah, I went down the same reptile aquatics, and then it was like ants when I was younger, but there wasn't as much out there than there is now.
Yeah.
So it was quite a difficult thing to get into because you felt quite, especially if you haven't got family into it, right?
Yeah.
Imagine how panicked I was at the start when I came to you and I wanted like an Arenarius when I was a customer. I was like asking all these questions because there was nowhere else to get the answers, right?
I was very patient.
You were very patient, yeah. But you see, there wasn't much support. So it was like a 13-year-old kid 7 years ago trying to keep a barbarous colony. You do one thing, you don't know where to go. There was a few articles online and things in between, but
then back then
not
there
too
wasn't
much.
really shops, was there?
There was Antkit and British ants, and that's all I
Yeah,
knew.
that was it.
Yeah. And they had the species, but very little information on them.
Okay.
Right, what's this one?
What's your least favourite ants?
In here or in general?
Mhm.
In here, in the room?
No, in general.
Oh, in general? Least favourite? I don't know, I don't have one.
Okay.
I don't honestly have one. I think some things are cooler than
And what's your
others,
favourite species?
Oh, favourite. Here or in general? I'm not allowed to say poly.
Nope.
Okay, here in this room then. Let's do it from that. I do love the Arenarius. They're a special species.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. and
Okay,
you'll
we'll
agree
take
with
that.
that.
We'll
Yeah.
take that. Who approached you about working at Ant Antics?
Well, this is a funny one because I kind of did the approaching myself.
Only you find this funny.
Well, so I wanted to work for Antics.
I'm a grown-ass man and I was groomed.
You're allowed to say that.
What?
I did not groom you.
You did! Were you or were you not here at every possible opportunity?
Correct. And what could you only think about? Was how good Sam was and why you needed him in it. And it worked.
And he ended
So-
up with a job.
But I was quite strategic because the only available job at the time was escape room. So I was like, do you know what? I can learn escape rooms, which is what I did. And lo and behold,
Hence why he's in escape room now.
I still work escape room and I enjoy that now. But the goal was always Antics because that was the passion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Do you see yourself doing this for long term? Are there any other interests that might interrupt this?
See, I'm passionate about quite a few things, but I wouldn't say interrupting. Even if I did something else, say for example I moved to a different country, I'd still probably move to a different country and have some sort of involvement.
What country would you move to?
I don't know, for example, say if I went to Australia,
Okay.
I'd go to Australia and then get a legal permit to help Antics get ants back and forth. That would still be my goal.
Yeah, it's the easy bit really, isn't it?
Well, this is what I mean, I'd still do
So you're
Face ID.
well, I haven't got the face that you're getting
There
to,
we
yeah?
are. Yeah, Antics will still be in the back of my mind, as long as it's still going. And I like the business side of it anyway. I find it, being involved in a business, not that normal like 9 to 5 Tesco. You get good weeks and bad weeks.
Oh,
but-
you're hooked, aren't you? You're hooked.
Well, you own businesses.
The
so-
joy for Sam is that I think, I don't want to speak for you,
go
but
ahead.
I think the joy is that you've been here from the beginning.
Yes.
From before we were a big company, before we were limited, before we had insurances.
Yeah.
We were working from a grubby room upstairs in this building
I still remember on a winter's day
where
we
there was
had a-
paint on the carpet because I had spilt paint on there before I knew what I wanted to use the room for.
Yeah.
It was freezing cold, and you were here then. So as the company's developed,
Yeah.
you've grown with it.
I had an uncomfy chair, and I had to put Nico's
Uncomfy.
lay foam out on my lap and put the Nico tubes in there, and that was the most efficient way to do
It
it.
was worse than what you're sitting on now, and that's missing a leg.
Yeah, but try feed ants on this. It was like, it's not as great as what we've got, which is why Matt's just seen the good, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just
come
seen
in.
the good.
He's got a perfect setup. He's got.
Yes,
I want this. It's
swivel
over there.
chair.
I'm like, right, no, you don't understand.
Beautiful desks,
Yeah.
Viv's right behind him. We used to have to walk halfway through the building to get to the ants.
Well, this is why I get excited when something progresses, and you're like, it sometimes takes you a while to get excited because you put all the work in behind the
For
scenes.
me, yeah, I'm just too busy worrying and
Yeah.
trying to get things done.
And I haven't got that much worry. I've got worry, but not as much as Rich. So I just get excited over the little things, like oh, we've got this now, we've got this, we've got that to make my life easy, because I've just seen it progress through the...
Yeah, even when an order comes in, Sam's hyped. He's like, "Oh, we've done good, yeah." And me, it takes me a few hours. I've got to see what we've got, see how much it costs, work everything out. I'm like, okay, we're gonna break even on this one. Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
It's just asking if you are Sam, and we covered this in Matt's video. They've got the same hair. It's a normal thing for people around here.
I'm taller. I think that's how people are.
I see people in the street on the way to work, and I think is one of them all the time.
Fair enough.
Is Rich rich? We covered that. Is it a uniform requirement to have the same hairdo? Yeah. We had a general gist going on in these questions. That would be my question, Sadie says. What's the preference in bribes?
Yeah, we could go on anything.
You could go on it. Yeah, we're easily bribed.
If I'm hungry, hot chocolate or thirsty, hot chocolate does the trick sometimes. I'm not being funny. It's like you use my.
I need Sam to stay on for an extra hour. 10 minutes before the end of his shift, you make him a hot chocolate and say, "Oh, you're doing well today. As a treat." Got him then. What store colony takes up the most work?
Diversa. And
they're intense.
Leaf cutters. Diversa and leaf cutters.
Yeah.
Because they're sheer maintenance, and leaf cutters love to escape. Diversa also, but not as bad.
Diversa, if you go a day without feeding them, they're at the size now where they need food every single day. And if you miss a day, they're raging. And they're trying to get out. They're
like annoying kids that like slamming the doors and all sorts because they're not fed or something.
At the moment, we're feeding them about 20 crickets a day, maybe 30.
Yeah.
And if you miss a day, they're angry.
Oh, you can tell.
Do you have any colonies at home?
Yes. I have Arenaris.
Yeah.
I have Cephalotes.
Yeah.
I have a Herc Queen, or colony, a small one. Because that's the one I won.
Got a beautiful 5 Queen Nicobrensis colony.
Which I need to bring back in. What else have I got? I've got things in between. Lobopsis. I've got a few other things. I've got some polys, but I kept a lot of the polys here.
Yeah.
So a lot of my polys are still here. Otherwise I'd have another 2 or 3 I'd add on. Because the way it goes, we get sometimes stray Polyrhacus queens and test tubes that we haven't ordered from our supplier. I swear he chucks them in now. I don't know if you've ever mentioned I like them, but he just checks random things in.
No, he just does it anyway.
So exactly, we've got say like 1 that we can put on the site, but it's going to be a lot of effort to put 1 of something on the site if you know we've only got 1. It's like, right, okay.
Depends how rare it is, really.
So what I say to Rich is that, it's only this, this, and this, and I go, right, put it to one side, he'll never know, and then we raise it up.
He just hopes I don't Google it.
Literally, I counted the fact you're too busy.
He's too connected to his aunts at home, because we had it was Baker, wasn't it? Jordan.
For what now?
He wanted a cephalote colony desperately.
You're going to make me sound like an awful human.
And I said to Sam, please, we'll get more in. You know, we've got some on order, but can I just have your colony to sell to him, and I'll buy it back off you? And he said no. Right. Okay.
Nothing against Baker at all. Right. The thing is,
he said Baker's horrible, dude.
Oh, cool. Right. Here we are. I've done this before. I sold. What did I sell before? I had a fish hook colony. And I sold it. And I was like, hang on, I just got eggs out of them. I was really happy, and we sold my fish hook colony.
Did we? Yeah. It was yours?
It was mine, yes. Because we had the talk. Somebody wanted one.
Had you even paid for it?
Yes. And then it went towards the GPU IOU, which I still do. We don't talk about it. But anyway.
We'll be talking about it on payday.
For a week afterwards, I was like, oh, why have I done that? Because it was like, you grow attached to certain... You can see 10 of them, but if you put time into one colony, it's the human in you, isn't it?
Yeah. Favourite job within a store?
Apart from bossing Matt around. That's
not a job.
That's not a job, that's
He doesn't listen anyway.
He's a wild one. Favourite job? I like the semi-feeds, and I do that's what I like.
So they tend to do, between Matt and Sam, they feed the colonies. Sunday, Matt comes in, he works all day, feeds everything. And then we've got the semi-claustral feeds that happen in the week. So Sam does those throughout the week as well. You don't like packing the orders?
I enjoy that because that's
my favourite bit. That
well, because these colonies that we've raised, they go off and they're like, right, new home.
Yeah,
that's the rewarding.
Seeing
bit
that foam go down, that final piece of foam as you're shutting the box.
Actually, do you know, my favourite bit of it? Putting all those in bags. So when we've got 4 or 5 bags at the end of the day, we've done the hard work.
And the post is like, this is ants.
Do you know what was it? It was last year. It was summer, so busy time, summertime, and we had it was like 5 or 6 bags, right? And we had to help him put them in the van. So it was heavy. He was going back and forth.
We were coming in on a Monday to like 100 pending orders, and we were working flat out, weren't we? And the most we can do each is about 30 orders a day.
We had like a 5-minute lunch break in between, and we were like, right, okay, this is ridiculous. We just kept going and going and going.
And then you always push it as well when you're busy, don't you?
Yeah.
So like, Posty comes at 23 minutes past 4 every single day.
If you're late, then you mess
up. Without fail,
Yeah.
he has to scan it at that time. If he arrives 2 minutes early, he has to wait outside the building ready to scan the thing to say he's attempted.
Yeah.
And more than once, we've begged him to wait on, haven't we? We've just been like, can you wait 2 minutes, please? And we're putting them all in the bag,
putting the tape on.
Manifest the orders.
Yeah, but that's the satisfying bit, helping him put them in the van.
That's my favourite bit.
See them all in the back there, and you've got like different companies with a few parcels, and then half the van's antics.
And then I spend the next 48 hours panicking
that everything's going to make it there alive.
That everything's going to make it okay.
That's always the risky thing. So sending that many orders out on one go, say for example Royal Mail mess up.
Or I know, what if
then we have a problem.
Get a cold snap, or what if something happens, or what if something gets lost? It doesn't. I'm usually back to my normal self. So Monday I'm buzzing because we've had all these orders and we've shipped them all out. Tuesday, Wednesday I'm a little bit drab, but Thursday I know I'm home and dry.
Yes.
It doesn't really bother me on a Tuesday or a Wednesday shipping. Next question.
That took you somewhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out where we are, but I've lost track. What made you decide to work with ants? Well, we covered that a little bit.
Well, it's just something I could be involved in. I mean, if the same opportunity was there for like tropical fish, I would have probably taken it. Or say even like marine fish, or like even reptiles. Reptiles have been done, but I know that you've got a lot of reptile shops. But the ants was exciting because I knew, number one, it was local, and number two, it hadn't really been tapped into the way I thought it could be. And then I met Rich, who seemed to have the same sort of mindset of how to do it. Yeah. And then I was like, hang on, this could work. Because I don't mind, business can be formed of stuff that's been done all the time, you just do it better. But on something that's a fairly new industry, it's always exciting.
Well, it's exciting because although there was lots of ant companies out there, nobody really did anything different from any of the other ones.
And this was my point. I saw you doing it differently. I was like, this could work.
Yeah, we had a massive opportunity to almost commercialise the industry. But when I say commercialise, I don't want to confuse what I actually mean. I'm not talking about being business and money and boom, 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 let's be corporate. What I'm talking about is taking the passion we have for the hobby, but combining it with a level of service you would expect from a corporate brand.
And that's what I enjoy as well. It's like seeing these people's faces when you get out a Niger colony, just say for example Niger colony, but with the most amount of brood you'd ever seen from anywhere.
Yeah.
That quality of what we're trying to do, right?
and when somebody needs some advice, they can pick up the phone and talk to us.
Yes.
Or we're as quick as we can responding to them, but we're providing sort of like American levels of customer service.
Yes.
In a UK industry that's dominated by private individual sellers. So that's the kind of like vibe I want. When I say corporate business, it's not me saying
we want to take over the world.
Yeah, we don't want to do that because we're hobbyists, right? We love what we do. And if anything, we don't want too many customers that we can't give them all the care they need.
And we also know
that's why there's 3 of us now.
Yeah. And without, the other sellers weren't there, then I wouldn't have got into it because I bought from one of the sellers years ago. know what I mean? Those
Yeah,
are,
yeah, absolutely.
We're all a community who work together on this.
And that
kind of...
that's a brilliant thing on to the next question.
Okay.
Is what do you think of the ant keeping community? 2 parts. And do you like to interact with them?
I do. Now, to be completely 100% honest, I've lacked with it a bit.
You're always lacking.
The lacking was because...
We blame Fion.
Yeah, okay. She's going to hate if you call her Fion.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, so... Because I was so busy here, and it's like anything. You get a job, and then you've got home life, and it sounds so easy on paper. But then if you've got responsibility here, especially with live animals, things go wrong. And then you have
literal living creatures.
You have to stress about it. And then I was finding it difficult to balance both, the 100%.
I don't think it's that. I think you're making an unnecessary excuse.
Well, no, but I'm getting better now.
I think all of this stemmed to the fact that you didn't have Discord on your phone. You weren't connected because...
A lot of this is now on our Discord, right?
Yeah. And your phone was locked. And you had to buy a new phone to be able to release this passcode or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I think that was a lot of it. Since you've had a phone that works with Discord and the social apps, I think you've upped your game considerably.
Well, I know what's going on. And the thing that triggered it for me, it was, I need to know what's going on. Number 1 for antics, and number 2 for my own. AntCon really opened my eyes to it, right? Yeah. And I was talking to people, I was like, do you know what?
That was the best day ever for meeting customers, wasn't it?
Exactly. I was like, I want to know how these colonies are progressing. Whatever fueled it, I was like, right, I'm going to get in on the loop. Because before I was doing a lot of like watching from the sidelines. Yeah. So just on accounts that no one ever knew were mine, or that kind of deal. Yeah. Just because I found it quite... Overwhelming is the wrong word, but when I'm busy and stressed, the last thing I want to do is, But
I think it's we've got 2 communities here. We've got the ant keeping community in general, and we try and stay as involved with that as we can. Yeah. And my idea of involving myself with that is to try and go to events and things like that.
And talk to people and see them.
But then we've got the other community, and that's the community that is made up primarily of our customers. So that's our niche community on Discord. Yeah. The people that comment on the YouTube, and the people that, liaise with us on Instagram and wherever we are. Yeah. Now, that's the one that needs our priority. These people are in the close circle of trust, aren't they? So that takes up most of our time. So when it can appear like we're not being very active in the community, we are. It's just our own community is taking up our time.
Well, it sounds bad, but not in a bad way.
Well, we have a family within the community.
We have a priority, right? And if there's a problem with whatever it is, even if a customer wants advice,
that's very rarely a problem.
Oh no, it's not a problem at all.
How the day was.
Well, yeah, but if we've got a customer needing advice, and then we want to be part of the community somewhere else needing advice, we're going to have to prioritise our own customer needing the advice straight away.
And of course, we're not allowed in a lot of communities because everybody likes to keep their communities to themselves.
Which is a shame, right?
Which colony would you not recommend?
As a beginner or in general?
In general, any,
Got to be careful, though.
Well, you don't have to be careful. It's Geminata. Do not buy them. $64.99.
This is what makes me laugh because
the worst species you can ever buy.
I'll be such a hypocrite with this because I would buy them.
So would I.
And this is the point. If I was a hobbyist and I didn't see...
But would you advise someone else buy them?
But I can't not if I would buy them myself.
I'd buy them too.
It's the most hypocritical thing to say.
If I didn't have a 2-year-old child in the house, I'd own them.
Yeah, if I own my house, I'd get mine.
If our insurance company would let us have them on public display, they'd be in this room.
Yeah. We've been through that. I've gone, can we not? And we keep going back and forth, and for now we're not. But it's...
Yeah.
We would. And
we're going to get so much crap for that very statement of advocating Geminata. But
we're not telling people to get them. But
I'm telling people actively not to get them.
I can't tell people not to get them when I do it myself.
Yeah, you're right.
Something I wouldn't recommend. I don't know.
Well, it isn't really, is there?
There isn't.
Because
every species has a different place in someone's collection.
The whole thing of having so many species is that what appeals to me might not appeal to Sam. And it'd be really bad practice for me to tell Sam not to buy something based on my own opinion of it. They need to weigh up the pros and cons and find traits in a species that they enjoy.
Would you have a room full of pollies?
No.
Exactly.
But you would.
Yeah.
So me advising you never to get a polyrachis would be a really bad
And it
and
also
disrespectful thing.
If someone goes to me and say they want an active species, I wouldn't recommend Acanthum ilex though.
Yeah, but some people, like Sadie, for example,
Who
she
wanted
wants
just
a species.
She wanted something to go into the collection that just slots in.
Yeah,
That
and with
peacefully
no
does its
trouble,
thing.
and Acanthum ilex is perfect for that.
Exactly. So it's quite hard to go, I wouldn't recommend that or that
Yeah.
or that. I wouldn't do it.
So, in answer to your question,
right.
there is no
Right,
bad
one.
species.
One ant species.
Oh.
Forest, rampage, what are they called?
Who's going to get them?
Army ants.
Who's going to get...
No one's got them to sell.
Who's going to get Dolores or Bocelli?
Exactly, that would be stupid.
Nobody's going to get them.
Yeah, but in a hypothetical, yes, if someone had them, I wouldn't.
Hypothetically, the one species we'd recommend nobody buys are either
because
South American or African army ants.
Because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's on par with getting like a dwarf caiman for your house. Like it's a proper like...
That's like saying don't buy a Bengal tiger.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same principle.
Except the Bengal tiger would be a lot tamer than those species.
Someone in Dubai is going to do it, 100%.
Oh, of course they are. What colonies do you dread feeding? I know the answer. I think I know the answer.
I don't really dread feeding.
I dread opening the box. I dread even opening the Viv to see the box.
Oh, in the Vivs?
Anywhere.
Hmm.
Do you not think it's bicarinata?
Well, it would be if it was Vivs, yes.
Who is the couch potato out of the team?
Well, I'm going to let you answer that.
Well, what do you mean by couch potato? Because we all pull our weight.
We do all pull our weight.
We've all got jobs. They might be different jobs, but we've all got jobs to do, and we all get them done.
It's not the type of business where we can afford to be couch potatoes.
Yeah, if we had, if anyone was not pulling their weight, they wouldn't be here. We can't afford to pay someone to not do their job. Yeah. So that's all the questions.
Is that it?
That's it. That's done.
Sorted.
So
no hand in front of face.
Yeah, you've done all right.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm more relaxed last time. Last time we did it in the middle of an escape room day.
Yeah, you were on edge.
I was on edge. I was hearing games and I was like, I need to be in there.
Yeah, you were really panicking like this and this and this and...
Of course.
All you did was talk about polyrachis.
You with the scarecrow bit. That's got to be the thumbnail.
The scarecrow?
Do what you just did again. It's not quite a scarecrow, but I'm not allowed to say what I'm thinking, so we move.
Yeah, we keep religion out of this.
Yeah, we move.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's our day. That's you saying hello to Sam for a little bit. We'll go and leave you. This is probably, what, half an hour now? It's way more than with Matt. Matt was just yes or no.
Because he's nervous.
I ask you a question.
Yeah, I won't shut up.
No, it's not that you won't shut up. You try rewording the question.
Well, because life is not as simple as a yes or no.
But it is. I was like, what colony wouldn't you recommend? And you're like, what, for beginners? No, we know the question.
I go into work mode. Someone asked me that question. There's a lot to it.
What have you kept before?
Yes, yeah.
Is that the door? Is that
Posty?
23 minutes past 4?
Is it?
Give or take a minute.
Pretty spot on. Yeah. Proves our point. He wasn't lying.
Don't lie.
No.
Lying achieves nothing.
No.
You can brutal honesty.
Sam's tried lying. Never ends well.
Yeah, I spot him lying.
I'm not very good at it. And the problem is we know each other both so well now. If he talks rubbish, we both call each other out on it.
Yeah.
He goes, oh Sam, I got bitten today by this. It was all over my... I was like, really?
I have never said that.
Yeah, no, you did say you flung a rubedia across the room. I don't know what...
I have done that.
Oh, God.
And it was a sneeze.
His sneezes. Anyone, heads up, disclaimer. If you ever meet Rich and Con any other day, if he sneezes or you hear someone that thinks they'd like be stabbed or dying...
There's no point warning people about it, because there's no warning to it. It just happens.
Well, I'm just making them aware that we haven't got an elephant in the premises. It is Rich.
Right, we're going.
We're done.
I'm off.
Go.
Done.
Oh.